So the pink slips have been stamped. Which of these two fighters will stamp their ticket to a future OTX card? Will it be Fabian Diaz? Will it be Dorian Mendez? Round one, scheduled for 6.
One thing I like about Overtime is how they treat their young fighters. I said that from the beginning when we first started at OTX 5. They treat these guys like you get treated when you're a star, you know? So I know these guys are going to give their all in here.
You know, Diaz told us that he doesn't like to get hit, but he does like to feel his opponent's power early to know if he can walk in more confidently.
He's coming in here with 2 marks underneath his eyes. He probably had some tough sparring.
Sharp
before he got here.
There from Diaz a moment ago. Mendez, quite the opposite. He doesn't mind getting hit at all. If you watched that Rubalcaba fight, that was 6 rounds of total chaos.
100%.
And I'm sure he would like to create that here tonight as well.
And one thing I can say about Mendez is that he's calm. He's calm. He's patient. He's good in there. And what I'm seeing from Diaz right now, Diaz, he wants that action. He wants that action, but he wants it from the wrong distance right now. But he's throwing shots like uppercuts from far. You know, he just wants to land something heavy.
Mendez is a young warrior. Both these guys, 21 years old, very young in the game.
An uppercut there from Diaz.
It's good to have something on the line, guys. I mean, late on in your career, you fight for world titles, but early on, have something on the line. I think it's great for these young fighters.
That's a good point. That's like 2 rappers fighting for a record deal right now.
All right. Battle rap.
Loving right hand there from Diaz. Another uppercut, but back comes Mendez on the inside. Titanic right hand, and back comes Mendez again.
Diaz just found that. He found the distance, man. He found the distance, connected some big shots. But Mendez is in the pocket, landing a couple of shots of his own.
And those shots aren't budging Mendez at all. He's able to take that. We've seen this in some of his fights. This kid is a young warrior.
Right, that was a great overhand right. Another one by Mendez.
This is exactly what you would expect. Talking about Mendez from a fighter who comes from the Javier Capetillo gym. You think of the fighters that Capetillo Sr. trained over the years. Basically all of them high-volume pressure fighters, and he is very much in that mold.
You know, Mendez fights with something more, something spiritual. His father passed away, but he says his mother is still around, and he wants to make her proud.
Body work there from Mendez. Back comes Fabian Diaz, firing away up top. Oh, big right hand again there from Diaz. Mendez just continues to walk forward.
They're both landing some great shots, but that was the biggest shot of the fight so far.
Mendez needs to definitely get off the line and move his head a little bit more. He's getting hit with clean shots.
What an opening round from Diaz and Mendez.
He ate that shot, but that's his style.
That was a hard shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, after the final bell, the action continues at the OTX.
Introducing Subway's new Fresh Fit menu, featuring 4- and 6-inch subs with 20 grams or more of protein, tasty sauce, and a full serving of veggies, all under 500 calories. That's 20 grams of protein without sacrificing flavors. Sandwiches include grilled chicken and avocado, seasoned steak and avocado, turkey and ranch delight, and ham and turkey stacker. Keep moving with Subway's new Fresh Fit menu. Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
I could do the 6 inches. I want to die, not the 12 like last time.
Corey, you got to do something about that, man. You can't do those reads, and we have to have some of that food here. Please, Subway, send us some sandwiches for the next overtime fight. I mean, like OTX 17. Let's get that.
Let's see if Mendez makes some adjustments and stays off of that line after letting a few punches go.
We've got a heck of a fight on the menu right in front of us here between Diaz and Mendez. Big uppercut again. Diaz has landed about 6 of those flush. Chopping left hook there from Diaz again.
Patience is out the window with Mendez. He's in there. He's just trying to land some really big shots.
Also, if Mendez also, again, lets the jab go as he's coming in and move his head a little bit more, the pressure will be more effective, because you can't give Diaz room to land those type of shots right there. He's in perfect range and distance.
Right. Since you said it, he threw a couple of them, so maybe that's what he's trying to do, trying to work his way in there. Oh,
these uppercuts just raining in from Fabian Diaz. Now going downstairs to the body as well. You know, Mendez is doing good work going to the body. The problem is that Diaz is just waiting for him to go to the body. That's triggering these uppercuts.
100%. One thing Diaz has good is he has good timing and punch selection. You see how he just weaved that one and came back with the straight right twice.
Mendez is willing to take a few to land those body shots to see maybe if it wears him down in the next couple of rounds, but he's taking some leather, guys.
Yeah, and he's got a big problem. Look at underneath his right eye. There is both a cut and swelling, I believe, and from our vantage point, it does not look good. And there's another uppercut that will not help matters.
And I understand Mendez's style, and I think it can be effective. It's just Diaz is making it look ineffective at the moment, and he seems to be the bigger puncher right now. Diaz is landing the harder shots that you actually see Mendez's head popping back.
Normally, a style like Mendez's is very effective when you go in 12 rounds fights down in deep waters when he breaks a guy down. Not enough rounds in here to really take a guy into deep waters.
That's a good point. You got to be a heavy puncher to get the guy out within these 6 rounds.
Good shot landed there by Mendez there.
Okay, there's a little holding, and that was initiated by Diaz. I wonder if he's a little winded.
Or maybe a little hurt by that left hand.
Or maybe just trying to break up the action.
As hard as all those shots, I still haven't seen Mendez really budge as far as like being hurt.
No, not at all.
Legs are still there.
Not at all. He's eating every shot easy. With the blood trickling from his nose.
Mendez taking some steps back, so a little bit of an adaptation to his approach, switching stances. He was backing up a little bit, but now back to what he knows. All out pressure. As Diaz just soaks it up in the corner there. And we're going to get a look at Mendez's eye, which could be a big, big problem in this fight.
I don't think it's a major cut. Definitely a mouse on there. It might get swollen and shut his eye, but
was it underneath the eye though?
Underneath the eye,
okay.
It's a small cut. I think the doctor has come to look at it.
Yeah, some good work being done in the corner of Mendez, trying to get that under control. This mid-fight, you're right, that looked like the exact kind of swelling that shuts the eye pretty quickly.
I mean, the ref got a good look at it, and he didn't call the doctor over, so.
Round 3 underway as Fabian Diaz comes out launching that left hook immediately.
Okay, you see Mendez with that hand, that right hand up real high, protecting that eye.
Has to make a serious adjustment, guys, here. Mendez, that is, and do something about those shots that he's taking. If he wants to get back into this fight.
Yeah, he's feeling something. He's feeling something because he's a little bit more tentative. If you looked at after he throws his shot, that right hand gets glued right back to the face, and he's looking for a shot to come back.
Or maybe he just wants to fight smarter in these few rounds and maybe pick his shots because he's letting his jab go. Better game plan for him, to be honest, guys.
And in a 6-rounder, guys, as we know, you have to make these adjustments quickly. You can't take a couple rounds to figure out what's going to work. Sometimes you've got to try stuff in the 2nd round, in the 3rd round.
Absolutely. That's why you see great fighters. I mean, great fighters with draws early in their career because they didn't do enough in 6-round fights, 4-round fights.
Very true. Good point. I mean, both guys have put in some good body work too. See, that little rolling would serve Mendez well after landing those body shots. But Diaz is the quicker fighter, has the quicker hand.
Uppercut again there from Diaz.
That's a home run. He's lucky that missed.
This is 2 different approaches to inside fighting as well. You see the bladed stance of Fabian Diaz, that squared up stance from Dorian Mendez.
I'll tell you guys, Mendez is getting hit with a lot of shots, but I love his inside style. If he would move his head a little more and keep his hands up, he'd be very effective. Great body work. But right there, once you let 2-3 hands go, you have to get off the line.
And I think when it was in the middle of the round, I think Mendez, he made Diaz go to sleep a little bit with those little small pity pads,
Tap,
and then he ripped up top.
Just a second ago, Fabian Diaz dipped to his left. He was looking for that Gervonta Davis on Leo Santa Cruz uppercut, and it just missed.
Yeah. Gotta be timed properly.
Mendez.
Left hook there for Mendez.
Mendez's corner is screaming jab, jab before you get in there. Jab, jab. Something that he hasn't really done throughout the fight.
That was a good call earlier.
There's the uppercut again from Diaz. It comes back with another one. Boy, nothing seems to deter Dorian Mendez.
No, see, Mendez, he'll land 2 or 3 tapping shots, and Diaz rips a hard one. So this round was pretty tough to score, as Mendez lands a couple of good shots to end this round. I think that round could have gone either way, guys.
Well, let's continue with that thought, Hawk. Let's take a look at the YouTube poll here. It is indeed a tough fight to score. The poll right now, 54% of our viewers feel that Fabian Diaz is ahead, 46% for Dorian Mendez.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with the YouTube poll because the harder and more telling shots have been landed by Diaz. But Mendez, you know, with a couple rounds left in his fight, still has a shot to get back into the fight.
Yeah, but I just don't agree with the percentage because I would say Diaz is winning the fight.
Of course.
You know, Mendez just had a really good round, and it's very competitive, but the harder shots, I mean, sometimes it's different watching it on TV, and you can't necessarily see the impact of each shot.
Round 4 underway. What has been a battle between Fabian Diaz and Dorian Mendez. 2 21-year-olds vying for a spot on another OTX card. And both men already very deserving, but one of these men is going to be handed a pink slip at the end of the night.
What an entertaining fight here. I mean, I tell you guys, I really like Mendez's left hook to the body, but he has to make adjustments when he gets back in the gym on how to move out of the way after that shot. Right there, guys.
Well, it's worth pointing out the disparity in terms of amateur experience between these two as well. Fabian Diaz, you mentioned the tournaments that he won. He had over 100 amateur fights. Dorian Mendez, a reported 4 amateur fights.
Yes.
So this is someone who has learned on the job in the Capetillo gym as he just absorbed 2 more big chopping right hands from Diaz.
And these are some big shots from Diaz. I'll tell you, the best thing that Mendez probably did is he started going to the body more, making Diaz drop his hands rather, and that's how those overhand shots are landing.
It's a fan-friendly style and very entertaining, but I would love for Mendez's team to get back in the gym and make some adjustments on his defensively. Because you want a young, exciting fighter like that to have a long-lasting career. Right? And it's too early at 21 to be getting hit with shots like that.
Oh, that was a good left hand by Mendez. So,
and again, this is also what happens when you step up against a fellow prospect, but you're right. You know, you can only have but so many of these fights. There's only so many spots on your punch card.
He's having great moments right now, Mendez. But whenever you feel like whenever you see him having a moment, Diaz will land a huge shot and stop the momentum.
Well, from the judge's perspective, too, all of these shots from Diaz, they're noticeable and they're memorable. There's a gasp in the audience when these uppercuts are landing.
But what about those tapping shots that are landing by Mendez? Like, how are the judges scoring these rounds?
Yeah, what
most
weight
of those
do
are
they
body
give?
shots, too.
Yeah, pure volume, pure pressure.
I always like to give the guy scoring the clearer telling shots the edge in those exchanges. But, you know, it's all about look, those are great shots, but then he gets hit with a straight right, pulling back.
But again, if you're thinking about ring generalship, let's say here, Fabian Diaz doesn't seem uncomfortable with what's happening. So even though Mendez is doing what he wants to do in terms of moving forward, he hasn't made Diaz uncomfortable quite yet.
No, in fact, I think Diaz is allowing it at times to be able to counter big shots.
Yeah, maybe he just doesn't have it. He doesn't have the gas to throw as many combinations, but he does have the speed. So when he gets hit one time, to land maybe a three-punch combination.
Pacing himself.
Been around the block, been around hoes to fuck video and pop. Like feet of the river, ass tip to the top. She give you some brains, you let her throw up the rock. Let her put on your chain, she'll throw you some cock. Picture that, like Megan Good and Jamie Foxx. Hype said it's a rap.
You gotta put your output on that shit, right? Stop fucking around. You know where you're doing. Let's go. Like boxes, not to brag, but if
Two to go here in our pink slips contest between Fabian Diaz and Dorian Mendez.
You know, as tough as Mendez is, I have to give a lot of credit to Diaz, who's also showing dog in there by being able to deal with that pressure from this young kid and not really budging, still landing big shots, still being able to be comfortable in the pocket there.
And I think the last 2 rounds were pretty good for Mendez, and you never know what the judges are seeing.
Right. Still 2 rounds left here. Good
So
lead
hand
right.
right connects there from Mendez.
I think if Mendez did a little bit more turning after the pressure, both sides would be able to give Diaz a couple of angles so he won't have those clear paths to those shots that he's been landing.
It's that uppercut again.
Diaz doesn't look tight, but he's just not, he doesn't have the same output. Maybe he's picking his shots a little bit better.
Guys, there's not a CompuBox designation for uppercuts, but if there were, this might be approaching a record for uppercuts landed in a 6th rounder.
When you see that the open is there, let it go.
I tell you,
Look at the work here from Mendez, though. Just absolutely relentless, undeterred, despite those uppercuts we're talking about.
he reminds me of a veteran Mexican fighter, you know, that's had 40 fights already.
No, 100%. Just now when they was in the corner, his right hook to the body, because he's in a southpaw stance, reminded me of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Yes.
Even though he's right-handed.
And I don't
seriously.
Even
just for a second.
Yordi Boy Campas, he gives me Yordi Boy Campas vibe. You go watch him, very similar style. This young Mexican kid is beyond his years. He just has to work on defense.
And that was from the southpaw stance. He switched back to orthodox, but it just goes to show he can dig from both sides with power.
Man, I tell you, I like this kid Mendez, and he might not win this fight, but definitely a tough young man.
Final 30 seconds
30
of the round.
seconds to go in the round.
This is a competitive round. I don't know.
I mean, this is one of the best rounds of the fight for Mendez, for me.
I would say, arguably, that the last 2 rounds been Mendez's rounds.
I say they were close. I say they was close. It depends on what the judges like. You know, it could be the sharpness and the smoothness of Diaz.
I mean, if
the pressure from
if you
Mendez.
value in pressure,
This volume in the second half of the round was overwhelming from Dorian Mendez, and you see Diaz
he's in the
back
wrong
against
corner.
the ropes.
Oh, that was so strange to me.
Mendez went to the
And
wrong corner.
Diaz just watched him. Diaz is saying, like, okay, what is he doing going to my corner?
Maybe those big shots are actually doing some damage here.
I think there was some confusion as to what round it was. I think that he was going to the corner to congratulate
That's
the corner.
what it was. Right.
He heard Lupe
Good call.
say, hey, there's 30 seconds left in the round. They
That
thought,
makes sense. That makes
Is this
sense.
the final round?
Right.
respire profundo. Todo o nada, esto se trataba, ya sabía, te dije, hay que tirar putazos. Esto no es ningún regalo, nada le iban a dar, mijo. Tenías que venir bien preparado mental. Lo venía, está cayendo al fuego de él. En vez de corretearlo, corte del puto ring. Tenemos que partirle su madre como der lugar. Ya es el último. Vámonos.
Final round. This is the money round. The Subway KO bonus is on the line.
Sixth and final round, the money round, the pink slip hanging in the balance. A big step up, or a step forward in the future of one of these two young men, and they are fighting like it here tonight.
It looked like Diaz chose to stay in the pocket in this round and just trade with Mendez. Big shots.
So if Mendez brings that right hand up, he would be able to block a lot of those left hooks because Diaz just landed clean 3 or 4 left hooks at the beginning of this.
Oh, beautiful combination.
Massive uppercut again.
Oh, Diaz is trying to close the show. I mean, they're both landing shots, don't get me wrong, but Diaz is trying to close the show.
He's loading up on those shots.
Listen, what did we learn last weekend, guys? No matter where you think you are on the scorecards, no matter what you think they look like, closing the show and going hard in the final round is always a good idea.
Very important. Great point. Even on the biggest stage. Great counter punching by Diaz tonight. I think that's been a difference in this fight. Hard power counter punches. And obviously Mendez's power hasn't really bothered Diaz tonight. In other words, he wouldn't stay on the ropes that comfortably.
Well, the power might not be bothering him, but the output is certainly making him look a little uncomfortable right now. Earlier in the fight, it didn't look like that was the case at all.
But he's answering back, you know, even with those flurries landed by Mendez.
Oh, mouthpiece flew out the ring and hit Lupe Contreras.
Yeah, that went all the way across the ring. A fastball.
I believe that was Mendez's mouthpiece.
I believe so,
Yes,
but there's never a break in the action. When are we going to get the mouthpiece back?
Diaz is not worried about that. He wants to close the show with 45 seconds left, and also so does Mendez.
Yeah, well, you need a break in the action to get the mouthpiece back, but I don't know that we've had one since the opening bell.
There we go. No.
The referee had to take some liberties with that definition there.
Oh, was that Diaz's
No,
mouthpiece?
that was Diaz's.
Okay,
Diaz.
okay, good. Thank God the referee stopped that.
Yeah, it's for the best. Final 30 seconds of the contest.
I want everybody's teeth to go home with them tonight and not in their pocket.
30 seconds to go in the money round.
This pink slip fight is unbelievable.
Absolutely extraordinary action.
Explosive exchanges here to end this round.
Two prospects fighting like their careers are on the line here. What a fight.
Ooh. I'd hate to be a judge. That was great. That was crazy. That was crazy. Wow.
Could we get pink slips overturned?
I totally forgot I was calling the fight just now.
How about making our entire card pink slip fights?
we need to have pink slip night.
Yeah. Can we get disappearing ink on one of those stamps, maybe?
Yeah. If anybody deserves a second shot, it's Mendez.
Oh, 100%. He's a warrior.
Well, actually, we don't know where to fight.
Yeah, there is no guarantee.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
In terms of a winner here. We can pretty much guarantee that everyone tuning in enjoyed this one as we take a look back at some of the highlights. And this whole fight was a highlight reel.
Wow. The highlights might be too long because all we seen was this. This was the whole fight. Bam! Flush shots, especially from Diaz, but it was a non-stop punching from Mendez as well. This was an incredible fight. Plenty right hands landed by Diaz. Just that uppercut was beautiful. He was looking for the uppercut all night. That one missed. I mean, this was just a hell of a fight. And like I said, Mendez landed his fair share of shots. Good right hand and left hook right there.
Well, it's unfortunate that we have to issue a pink slip after this fight, but that's also what helped make this fight great. Let's find out the winner as we hand it back to Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going all 6 rounds here in this OTX pink slips bout, we go to the official scorecard. Remember, the winner moves on. The loser has got to go. Judge Torres scores it 58-56. And Judges Reyes and Lopez scored about identically at 59-55. For the winner, and moving on, from Edinburgh, Texas, the unknown warrior, Fabian.